Hello everyone, this is Darwell20 and welcome to episode 48 of FTB Interactions, where I am mining in the nether. I'm chilling with a stibnite slash netherrack, sulfur ore, stibnite ore, and ardite ore vein right now, because last episode we wrapped up needing sulfuric acid, and what better place to get sulfuric acid than from sulfur? Sounds like a good plan to me, right? So, doing the mining thing between episodes as usual. Pretty nice sized vein here. Very happy to see how much resources we get out of it. I'm kind of skipping some of the ardite. Like, I mean, I've never needed a lot of ardite in the past, even when I've been doing Tinker's stuff. And, you know, I'm not going to super be doing Tinker's stuff here today, so... I mean, I might be. I don't know for sure, right? I mean, it's very possible that I will be, but we'll find out. The point being that, yeah, we're full of inventory, so let's slash home. Yay for slash home working between dimensions. Oh, it's so beautiful. Means I don't have to worry about running back to my portal and all that stuff. It's just like, oh, look, we're home. I mean, I'll put all the netherrack in here, but that feels like a gigantic waste of inventory space. I don't know if we'll need a lot of it or not. And then all my ores can go in here. And then we also got some basalt and shroomlights, which are pretty cool. So now we've got healthy amounts of sulfur ore. Yay! And there's some extra netherrack that we don't want in there, so you go where you belong. So sulfur ore, huh? Sounds like a good time. Sulfur ore can be processed in the pulverization to get crushed sulfur ore, and sometimes a little extra sulfur dust if we're doing a better tier pulverizer. And then that stuff will go through the hammer, I presume. Yes, standard hammering process. And then the impure sulfur dust can be centrifuged, oh, that's awesome, into sulfur dust and tiny sulfur dust. So, long story short, we'll get a relatively healthy speaking amount of sulfur out of this thing. Wow, look what a junky inventory full of nonsense that is. I really need to clean up this chest. And what I should really start thinking about doing is full-blown automating the whole ore processing system. Like right now I've been slacking on automating that, mostly because it's such a hassle, but I should really look at doing a better job. Now you, sir, are Certus quartz dust, so let's get this stuff cleaned up at least. Into the dust chest you go. Good job. And all you guys can probably be cleaned up at some point. I really, really, really need to figure out like a better way to handle this gigantic mess that we call tiny dusts. You're what? Impure pile of nether quartz dust. Yeah, you could probably do the cleaning bit. And everything else looks to be relatively okay. Lots of tiny piles. Lots and lots of tiny piles. We're going to need something with inventory at some point. I'm assuming applied energistics is still a little bit of a ways off, but I will definitely look forward to having that. But I'm also super having fun with logistics pipes. So it's very nice to have access to that nifty little dude. So you... Yay! All the cleanings. And I don't believe that there's a steam version of a centrifuge right now. LV only, so no steam. So that's fine. So impure piles of sulfur dust. Oh boy, I do love how much we get out of this stuff. Tick accelerating all the things though, right? Beautiful. We've got some gold and sapphire and nether quartz and other things to process. At some point, we'll get around to processing all that. But, you know, we'll see how it goes. So, yeah, now we've got what should be decent amounts of sulfur coming in. How am I for actual sulfur here, though? Not quite as much as I would like, but that's okay. We will do something with that. So we had some sulfur. We're going to get more in a minute. Right? But the point is that I want to take a chemical reactor so that I can get sulfuric acid. So it looks to me like the best way to do this is simply sulfur dust and water. 2 buckets of water and a sulfur dust equals 3 buckets of sulfuric acid. Not bad in a chemical reactor. No thing needed. By the way, advanced chemical reactors, I have 2 of them because I got one as a quest reward when I made one before. I don't know. I'll take it. I think I got 2 as a quest reward, but I don't even know. Ooh, metallurgy. MV. Balanced electrolysis. Ooh, I got lots of clay. I think that's the hint that you can electrolyze clay into aluminum or something. And clay is balanced. I think I'm going to hold off on accepting that ore because I want to remember that it's a thing to do later. What else do I got in here? Keep your eye on this. Some clay and some circuit parts. Chemically decomposes substance using an electric current, whatever that means. Stuff goes in, power goes in, stuff you want and don't want comes out. Once you hit MV, it makes getting certain dust like aluminum much easier. Yay, advanced electrolyzer. And then this quest line were more advanced circuit parts and some food. Hooray for that. So yeah, we were working on, remember, getting to the point where we can automate our circuits better. So we're implementing a lot of the Greg Tech infrastructure, which is a good time, and everybody's loving it. Everybody really does seem to enjoy watching Greg Tech. Said all the comments. I don't know. I enjoy it. I think it's fun, like, you know, finding a way to automate all these components and at the end of the day coming up with a whole automation system that's going to work really well. Like, I enjoy the factory building games, and Greg Tech totally scratches that itch for me. I recognize that there's definitely some micro crafting that's annoying, but I feel like this pack has done a really good job of, like, not going too crazy with that. Right? So while I was out and about in their nether, I dumped all my stuff that was in my inventory into here. That should be pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I don't need much else of this stuff, I don't think. Yeah, it should be fine. Yeah, everything else can just chill. So you go away, and polyvinyls, you can also go away. So last episode, we automated the crafting of polyvinyl chloride, which is good, will absolutely help us. So this one should be an easy one, right? Well, all we really need is a fluid supplier pipe. Let's be prepared for actual things, right? We'll keep water in stock, right, for our thing. So let's get our Manasteel MV cabling. We will get our advanced chemical reactor. And then what we're going to do is have item in, and fluid out, right? So do we have any extra fluid pipes in here, or did we not have it? Okay, cool. So we're going to want a fluid provider to provide the sulfuric acid we're producing. We're going to want a fluid supplier to supply water. And then we're also going to want an item supplier to supply sulfur. Good, fair deal? I hope so, because that's what we're doing. Oh, good. You process actually relatively quickly. Not super fast, but pretty good. And we're getting there on the sulfur. Yay, sulfur. I feel like I'm going to just go ahead and process all my sulfur at this point. I feel like that would be smart. Now, does this sulfur stuff get like the whole ore quadrupling process down, or not really? So I could do 1-to-1 on that, but this is definitely, you know, doubling at the very least. Technically, you get a little bit more than double. It's like 2 1/3 because remember you get 3 of these tiny piles, so that's extra. So that's cool. So let's go ahead and more sulfur into there, and that'll hold us over for a while. And that'll also help us, by the way, over here we've got somebody requesting sulfur. Basic chemical reactor making rubber needed sulfur and raw rubber pulp as a reminder. So having that extra sulfur will be useful, and we'll just go mine more as needed, right? I don't think there's much better processing we can do by way of sulfur, so not a huge deal to worry about. And do I have any other tiny piles of sulfur dust? I do. I'm going to put you in here so that we're ready to actually do something about it. So you guys are cool. I'm going to go ahead and... Well, I'm not going to put that in there just yet. I'm going to hold off. You guys, though, have finished your supplier pipe and your fluid pipe and the fluid pipe. So now we're ready to go down here and automate this bad boy. So what we're going to have is the provider pipe goes on the back, just like we did before. So you're going to provide the sulfuric acid that you get. And then we're going to want a fluid supplier, and that's going to be for the water. And we can do this with this old trick, which is just the best. Okay. And then you're also going to want, we'll use unrouted on this side. We will put our supplier logistics pipe here, and you will keep $16. Sounds like a good number. Cool. So I'm going to start the ball rolling here, and you'll see that it's like, hey, yeah, we're cool. Let's bump this up. We'll say 16 buckets of water, because why not? Okay, and now you've got sulfuric acid that's going to be made available to the crafting system. How cool is that? I love it. That is super cool. Logistics Pipes is really good at managing liquids. There's a couple things it's not great at, like crafting with liquids. Like we saw last episode, you can say like, hey, I want to use X amount of liquid to do this craft, right? Which is what we were doing over here. You know, we've got the module here that says, hey, yeah, give me 144 millibuckets polyethylene and I make polyethylene sheets. The one thing it can't do is say, combine these two liquids together to make another liquid. It's not great at that. But I mean, we can kind of work around that with satellite pipes like we saw, right? We can do some sneaky, tricky stuff. So I think it's worth it, right? So now we've got sulfur and sulfuric acid, and we don't need these dudes anymore. So let's look into, I think the next step, right? So if we look at our circuits, which is our goal, right? This is what we're trying to automate. This version of circuits, we've got the following. We've got the ability to make carbon dust. We've got the ability to make fine electrum wire. We've got polyethylene. Check, check, check. All done. Okay. SMD capacitors, polyvinyl chloride sheets. Check. Aluminum foil. Check. Polyethylene. Check. Okay, SMD transistors, fine annealed copper wire, check. Gallium plates, I think we got that, and polyethylene, check, right? We got gallium? Pretty sure we got gallium. We've got some gallium dust. We'll have to look into how to get a little bit more, but it's doable. It is doable. Okay, remind me where we get gallium from? Gallium dust comes from all kinds of stuff. Centrifuged bauxite ore? Okay. There's probably a better source. Bauxite dust turns into tiny pile of gallium dust. That's cool. We can do this now, by the way. We can totally do that. Impure pile of zinc gets us a little bit of gallium dust. Because I think we get a lot of bauxite dust per bauxite ore when you centrifuge it, right? Don't you usually get like a lot? Maybe I'm crazy. Impure pile of bauxite dust. You get like 6, it looks like. It's not great, not terrible. We'll see. I'm sure there's some gallium stuff we can get. We'll look into gallium in a bit. We've kind of got it going, right? We've got some, obviously, so we ran into it at some point. So really, the last major hurdle for us, we know how to make fine red alloy wire. We know how to make plastic circuit boards now because those required polyethylene sheets, which we can make. Copper foils, which we can make, and a little bit of sulfuric acid, which we just now automated. Woohoo! So now our main final component is your central processing unit. Molten tin shouldn't be a problem. We can pull that off, right? And regardless of whether we're going this route or this route, we're going this one because these are cheaper and we just automated all the components for these top 3. So now we just need the central processing unit. That's the big one. So I'm going to remove all these things here and do central processing unit. So for that, we're going to need an MV cutting saw for sure, with some water in it, right? So we're going to want an MV advanced cutting machine. And then we're going to need to make CPU wafers, which are needed in a precision laser engraver, MV. And then we're going to need wafers and glass lenses, would be the gist, right? You can get the glowstone doped wafers and Naquita doped wafers. That could be a cool route to go, because glowstone doped, is that maybe a little bit better? That needs nitrogen. Needs a lot of stuff, but maybe, because I don't think nitrogen would be too bad, right? Can't you just centrifuge air for nitrogen? Yeah, you can. We might consider going the glowstone doped because I think that would be cheaper in the long run, but let's see. Regular wafers, if we wanted to go this route, would be another cutting saw, right? So if we wanted normal wafers, it would be monocrystalline silicon boules, which are made in a blast furnace. MV tier, 1784 Kelvin. Is our current blast furnace that hot? Yes, it is 1800 Kelvin. So we're good on temperature there if we wanted to craft it in that. And it just needs a little bit of gallium dust and silicon dust. And we'll probably want a healthy amount of silicon, which we'll look into how to get. I think we can get that from clay, can't we? Isn't that what that was all about, the clay smartness? I believe clay and the electrolyzer can do that. And we can do some cleverness with clay. We can do some super cleverness with clay. I thought. We'll figure out. Let's see. Give me a sec to look through this. I thought there was... there you go. Clay dust. Yes. That will get us some silicon dust along with sodium, lithium, and aluminum. That could be cool. Because we can automate that. We can automate clay. Takes a while, though. Even at NV tier, it takes a while. So that requires silicon dust, and then the glass lens is just glass panes in a lathe. LV lathe is fine. We already have one of those. And a glass pane is just a fluid solidifier of glass. We can automate that. We can automate that. That shouldn't be too bad. Cool. So that's just glass lens and a lathe. That should be doable. That should be very simple. Okay. So the main one here that we want to focus on is we want to make the advanced cutting machine. We want to make the advanced precision laser engraver. And then we need to find a source of silicon and gallium, right? The other one is, we know, is going to be gallium, right? We said that somewhere around here. Gallium was a thing that we're going to want access to for something. So we should find a better source of gallium. Okay, so in the meantime, I'm just going to take these guys and toss them in here. And then they should be rather quickly pulled out. See that happening? Already pulled out some of the sulfur dust. To keep in stock in some of the machines. And that'll both be used over here for this guy's happiness. See? Rubber. And then also downstairs in the sulfuric acid. And this thing will fill up really quick, right? Because it's, you know, not a lot of stuff. Am I not producing water fast enough? Is that what's happening here? What's going on with my water? I mean, I know I have an aqueous accumulator out there that I'm probably taxing pretty hard. No, you're good. Oh, you know what? You've only got 8 buckets of water available to you at any given time. So you're trying to get 16. You know what? I'm going to say partial yes, and that should fulfill it. So what it should do is it'll try to keep 16 in stock, but because I say partial yes, it'll take less than 16 at a time. With partial no, it says I need 16 buckets. I don't have 16 buckets, you get nothing, right? But with partial yes, it'll say I'll take what I can get. And with the aqueous accumulator, we'll be fine. Cool. All right. So that is good times right there. And so then next steps are, let's look into those things. So let me, I'm going to craft these two off camera and get them in place, right? One thing is the emitter. We haven't looked at making these yet, but I'm sure they look not terrible. So yeah, let me get this crafting in place and we'll be right back. So advanced cutting machine. We're going to need some diamond saw blade. One thing I'm doing is getting rid of my basic packager automation here and just moving all the recipes into the rubber one because it's really annoying getting told I don't have enough black carpet. Very annoying. Otherwise, crafting proceeds. Just wanted to give you guys the heads up I did that. All right, advanced laser engraver is complete, as is advanced cutting machine. Sweet. So you guys are going to go down here. Let me get a couple more chassis Mark IVs. Missing paper and redstone. Really? I'm out of redstone again? I'm already making more paper up here because that's something we've been getting low on a lot. Redstone? I don't know if I have a good source of redstone available to me right now. I can... How am I for redstone in here? Ew, really? I don't have any redstone? Did I burn it all up? Guess who has to go mining? Brutal. That's alright, we'll figure it out. I'll probably have to mine between episodes here a little bit. I'll hold off. I've got one chassis, right? So that's cool. But what we should really focus more on is the prerequisite stuff. So I'll get these guys laid in, right? So the advanced cutting machine and the laser engraver are ready to roll, right? And that'll be fine. But what we do need to look at, the more important one, is the silicon, right? Silicon and gallium. So gallium, I discovered we can centrifuge from zinc, bauxite, or sphalerite, right? So bauxite, I think, is probably your best bet, and it's a really quick one. Zinc takes a while, but bauxite should be fast, right? And did we say that we had bauxite dust? I think we had bauxite, if we look. We do have nether bauxite ore. So let's add you to the to-do, right? And let's just see how quickly we can knock this out. Now, what happened to my time in a bottle? It's got to be around here somewhere. I was doing things, you know, lots of crafting and stuff between episodes. It probably landed in a chest somewhere by mistake. You know how that happens sometimes. So you are... Oh, the speed. Loving it. Impure pile of bauxite. Looking good. And look at how much sulfur we've got. Loving it. Cool. And then bauxite dust. is getting us tiny piles of gallium dust. So that'll do, right? That should do quite nicely. And done. So that is a reason that I kept steam around. I keep saying it, it continues to be true. So now I just process all these impure piles of bauxite in our thing here, and we should get a decent amount of gallium dust from that, and that'll be our answer to gallium's needs, right? Now, bauxite dust itself, if I really wanted to go further, I could get even more gallium by just, I don't know that I need bauxite for a lot of things usually. Like, we could electrolyze it and do a decent amount of aluminum and some rutile, which I think is needed later, so I'll probably hold on to it for that purpose. But otherwise, if we were really hurting, resistance is rutile. If we were really hurting, what we could do, because that's an MV electrolyzer, yeah, we could pull that off at this point if we wanted to. I don't know if that's what we need to do yet. We'll find out. But the main one is silicon, right? And that, we said, your best bet is to probably get clay going. So here's the deal, right? We can automate clay in quite a few ways if you actually think about it in the pack. So one, we can get clay from the FTB chicken, but that's like you need to do creative storage key from Ender Utilities, which I assume is not something we're going to get access to anytime soon. So we'll hold off on that. That chicken is not going to be available to us yet. We could do Starlight Infusion. We could do Starlight Transformation. So like Starlight Transformation is one way to get clay. Another way to get clay would be we can do this recipe, but nah, probably not. We can mana infuse. No, we don't want that one. We could do the sludge refiner thing. We can do sand and water buckets and an alchemy table. Meh, not terrible, not great, not terrible. Crucible it. We can do dirt with a little bit of aqua, which would be, you know, relatively easy, but that's going to be all fluxy if we go that route, right? Because you know we're going to have fluxy stuff. So we're not going to do that. And then option 3 is Clayconia. So if you really look at it, there's 3 main approaches. We can do Starlight Transformation from Astral, we can do Clayconia from Botania, or we can do the Thaumcraft thing, but Thaumcraft has pollution effects, so that's not good. Hey, look at this. There's clay over here. Where'd that come from? Well, you notice I have 63 sand in my inventory. Between episodes, I was just checking out like how fast the collector crystal will transform that from, you know, and that's one at a time. Now, I think the Clayconia is going to be a lot faster. Let's get that queued up. All right, I really hope I've got everything I need for this. Let's get our wandy thingy, because we might be cool. We'll find out. So I need some illumination powder, which I think I'm low on. Unless I left it over here. No, I didn't. Okay, cool. So to make a shifting star, we need illumination powder. Boom. And then to make the shifting star, we need the illumination powder itself. Oh, it's just a little bit too bright out. Oh, just a little bit too bright out. We're gonna have to wait for nighttime. Boo. Boo, waiting for nighttime. I don't want to have to do that. Let's go steal this guy. Hello, Clay. See, he's slow. Like, he's not super slow, but he ain't fast either, right? It ain't exactly what I would call fast. And now I forgot I have to get my linking wand, dude. And that would be you, sir. And link, and now you're ready to craft. Yay, daytime crafting. Can't go wrong, can you? And then we need the Clayconia itself, which the shifting star, I think, is the only thing I don't have ready to go. Hooray! That was a quest complete for some reason. I know I've made those before, haven't I? But probably hadn't done the prerequisite stuff. Also, hey, Laser Engraver gave me a diamond. Thanks, buddy. That's that dude, my lucky star. I'm gonna hold on to that. I'm not gonna hand that in just yet. Hey, look, Clayconia. Clayconia is a good time. So this is definitely a good way to automate clay. So my understanding is it needs nearby mana, right? Which is why this thing just went poof, 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 because it's like, hey, I just had to give mana to that flower. So linking tool go away. Wand can go away. Diamond can go home as well. And then you, sir, we'll want to look into automating this, but... Haha, okay. That's actually cool. So we can vacuum that, right? Like, we can totally vacuum that up, and we just get a placer, and then place sand equals get clay. So it's 1 clay per sand rather than 1 clay block. But it's sand, so, like, not a problem, right? So I think we've got a vacuumulator here. Beautiful. We'll want to set that up somewheres. So what I think I'll do is I'll get my mana tablet. I'll fill it up. We'll make another mana pool, and we'll set this up somewhere. Does that sound like a plan? And we'll see how long a mana tablet's worth of mana will last us, right? So you go there. Right, so that's a full mana tablet. All right, you get back to doing your jobs, folks. What we're going to want to do then is put away some of the stuff we got. I don't need a lot of you anymore. You can go away. Clay is good and automated now, so we want another mana pool. That one would be 4 covalents in a diluted pool, which is 5 marble slabs. Marble brick slabs. Actually, we've got 5 of them from the last time we did this. Okay, so we need living rock and 4 medium covalence dust, which we're getting a little bit low on. But remember, it's not that hard to craft. You get large amounts of it. 9. That's not bad. Super not that bad. Okay, and then we also... Hey, look, we have an extra diluted. Never mind. We're good on diluteds. I think I made a few of them last time I was playing. And then you, living rock, need what again? Light concrete. Light concrete. Good, I still have some. I don't feel like getting my building gadget. We only need a couple. Whee! Perfect. Put that away. Well, the 5 of you can actually go over here. And the remaining 4 will go towards making a proper mana pool. Oh, that's right. 2 of them are mana powder. They look exactly the same. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. They look exactly the same. I feel like that's totally a troll by the pack author, by the way. He's like, ha ha ha, I got you again, Direwolf. Ha 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 ha. 2 items that look exactly the same. I always say this, but I should get into better food production. Or just, yeah, I just have to. But yes, that would be nice, right? Better food production. All right, proper mana pool now. Of course, I put away my thingy, my wand. So, again, a run back and forth kind of situation. Resonating wand. Cool. All right, so that's going to be our mana pool. And what we're going to do is bring the Clayconia with us. We've got the item pickup dude. So we're going to want a drawer. Do we have an extra drawer laying around? We do have barrels. Yay. Cool. All right, good times. And we've got the vacuumulator and the Clayconia and that. And then the only thing we other need is the placer. How are we going to automatically place items in the world? Dispenser? Dispenser won't place blocks, right? What do we got by way of placer? We've got the auto placer. That's MV pump, MV machine hole, portable tank, and control seal. Maybe doable? It doesn't look too bad, right? Yeah, that looks reasonably doable. I think we could pull this off, right? Got to do the research for it, but that would be a nice auto placer. Yeah. Or block placer from Industrial 4 going needs polyethylene sheets, which we can make, droppers, MV machine hole, and redstone gear. It's a little bit easier, but that requires power, doesn't it? I think this one's free. I think this one, when provided with power, it will place in front of it blocks in its inventory. So I think this one doesn't cost RF. So let's look at making this real quick. Control seal. We just need to do a little bit of Thorncrafty research. So let's grab our... That's Astrophil. Hold on. Where's Thumba-Numba-Num? There he is. Numba-Num-Num-Num. Golemancy. Yeah, do the thing. Study an animated construct. Ugh. Killing me, Smalls. Is there a questy thingy to make this go away? Where were you, questy thingies? My lucky star. What is the sorcery? They be rolling. This quest unlocks advanced golemancy research up to and including biophonic mind. Oh, really? Ah, what's up? Yay. Addendum added to control seals. So I think that makes us have access to all the things. Still don't know how to do control seal empty. Control seal empty. Needs a theory of Gallimancy. Well, looks like we're doing some homeworks. Okay. Control seal empty. Hooray. Let's sleep through this night. Alright, let's do the thing, shall we? So you come over here, we put this in here. Give me some magic tallow. And then you should be ready to make me a blank control seal times 3, which is cool. And then we want that control seal to turn into empty. Cool. Beautiful. And then that should lead to making a phantom placer, which looks pretty cool to me. I'm going to put the other 2 seals in here. I hear you, zombies, I know. You're very excited to exist, I'm sure. But you won't be existing long, so not my problem. So then you, auto-placer, will go like this. Now, I should teach myself how to make a portable tank at some point. These don't look so bad. I think it would just be smart to do. Alright guys, we're back, and we're getting ready to wrap up the episode here, but I definitely wanted to take a look at the fact that we just got ourselves an advanced macerator, yay, which gets us green sapphire dust for some reason. I don't know what I'll do with that except sort it. But the gist is that I've made the autoplacer, and I decided to make the electrolyzer and macerator in advance to be prepared for this. So basically what we're going to do, and I haven't exactly decided where I want this all to live at this moment. I mean, I could just pop it over here, because this is kind of like the thing, right? The thing of the things. But what if I did something like... What do we got here? Oh, you guys are doing that. That's right. Yeah. I could pop you, like, right here, couldn't I? With an item conduit? That would be kind of cool. Do we even have item conduit still? I think now that we're in MV tier, we can make more of these. I think. But, we got a bunch, so I'll just snag one. So what if we just had our clay set up here? We don't even need to use the vacuumulator. We'll just, you know, pop that dude there. We will get some clay to start the ball rolling. We'll add in a, you know, logistics pipe provider doohickey, and then we'll be cool, right? So what if we just did this, and then you could item conduit that, and you would have to say insert on green, and I should get the little locky dude. How do we do the locky dudes on barrels again? I don't quite remember. There's a locky dude for barrels, isn't there? Is it this? Storage key to lock the slots. Yes. That looks pretty cool, beans. Boop. Haha. Cool. I assume that's correct, right? And you guys should all be locked too while we're at it, since we got so much stuff going in here. So then, super easy, right? We literally just say, here's a mana pool. Boop. Here's one of these dudes, start filling up. Here's a clayconia. Did I leave it out front? I had to make clay for my thingies. Yeah, there you are. Hello, clayconia. Oh, good, you guys filled up already. Perfect. And what we could also do is have you here. And what I'm going to do is make sure you're not actually connected to anything. And then you'll place sand. Now, are you filtering what you can pick up? You are. I have to remember how to modify this. Add that to the filter. Haha, he picked up my mana tablet because I removed the filter. But look at that. Look at that, clay. Clay automation. I love it. And we'll just want to keep an eye on the mana pool and see, like, basically how much clay can we make, right, before we run out. So let's put you away. We'll put this down here, and we'll get like 9 stacks of clay, of sand. That should be a good start. And then that'll get us a lot of clay just to get the ball rolling, and we'll see how that goes, right? That's a good starting point, I would say. A good starting point. And because you already filled up, because, you know, between episodes stuff, or, you know, between segments stuff, right, you can produce more mana for me, and we'll be ready for that next stage of it. And we can keep an eye on the pool's fullness with this. So next episode we'll come back and we'll get ready to make silicon using that clay. So as a reminder, our silicon process is going to be, we need to macerate the clay, which should be very fast, by the way. It will go at a speed of 1.5 seconds at ultra LV, and I made an MV. So it should be like less than a second to turn clay into clay dust. Right? Then we'll dump all our clay dust into an adjacent electrolyzer that'll produce this stuff, which will extractor out, and then we'll void the water into a trash can. And that should be silicon for days, basically speaking, right? We just need to then babysit our mana pool a little bit, which, as you can see, we've barely impacted our amount of mana from this. We've already done a couple stacks of clay, and it's using very small amounts of mana to turn sand into clay, right? So super balanced, super good times. Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time, and we'll look at doing a little bit more with this. It shouldn't be too bad. All right, guys, take it easy.